Hey, good evening, fellas, and just want to tell you how we've missed you so much with our men's night out and our June breakfast, our annual breakfast. So now it's been since March since we've been together, and here it is July already. That's how quick time is passing. So we are so looking forward to seeing you Tuesday evening, July 14th at Northridge Church for our men's night out. And normally we don't have a July men's night out because of it's the 4th of July. So we changed it and we're having the second Tuesday of the month, and it'll be July the 14th at 6:15 at Northridge Church, and a couple of speakers from our team, and we'll be praying over our country and our own neighborhood here. We'll have a great dinner from Northridge and some fellowship. I'm just going to ask all of you men to wear your mask, and we'll have our mask on all but during dinner. So, and we will use and we will use the 6 foot as best we can that evening. So we hope you come and join us. And just a few notes at this time. We're moving our Soups On event. Of course, we had to postpone it in March, and we're going to have to move it from First Baptist Church to Crossroad Baptist. That'll be for Saturday evening, September 26th, and Crossroad Baptist is on Old Cox Road in Asheboro. Same time, 4 to 7 p.m. All of you that have your tickets, just cross out First Baptist and put on Crossroad Baptist. Everything will be the same unless this pandemic gets any worse and there's any other restrictions when we get to that time. So we have tickets available. Those of you who do not have tickets, this is our premier fundraiser each year. We will be sharing the net proceeds with CUOC and our daily bread. And it is a great evening. And this is the Soups On event where you pick out your own pottery soup bowl, handmade pottery bowl. They're beautiful. And you get to keep it. And then we have 6 different restaurants who have their soup. We have local celebrity servers. Then we have a great meal with the soup, salad, dessert, bread, and your drink. And then a very good silent auction each year. So we have tickets available at $25 each, and you can catch us at our men's night out, or you can go to our website and just look up our name and phone number and give us a call, and we'll make sure we get tickets to you. The other thing is, Rue has videotaped 13 men who follow and support our ministry, and it's online now. So you can go to our website, rcm-ashboro.com, or just go to our Facebook page, Randolph Christian Men, and take a look at these videos of these men and what they have to say about Randolph Christian Men. Very good. We appreciate those men. We thank you very much for taking your time to make that video for us. And then, since we didn't get to have our annual breakfast in June, that's the breakfast where we bring food, non-perishable foods for CUOC. I did ask men to go ahead and collect food and take it to CUOC that day, which was Saturday, June 6th. When I went down with some food and delivered it, I saw a great amount of food there in the CUOC warehouse. And the man said several men had been by with food. I want to thank you for doing that and for supporting CUOC. We have August and September already set up, and we have speakers all the way through November, and we're just waiting to see how this virus plays out, and we'll keep you up to date from month to month on what we're doing and where we're going to be. You can always go to our website and see where we're going to be, and normally it's the first Tuesday of the month at 6:15. Well, the thought I have for you this evening is I just saw a commercial several weeks ago, and it was John Walsh was, and I don't even remember what he was promoting, but he was doing a commercial for a company, and it made me think of what he did through tragedy. And I'm just going to say from triumph to tragedy, or from tragedy to triumph. 39 years ago, in 1981, in fact, it was in the month of July, John Walsh, their 6-year-old son Adam, was in the Sears department store, and he was abducted. And 2 weeks later, they found his severed head in a little canal not far from there. John Walsh was, and his wife, I believe her name was Revy, and they weren't the only people to go through something like this, with an abduction of a child, the death of a child, a missing child, thousands and thousands across this country. But what John Walsh did was took that tragedy and then turned around, and Adam Walsh, his son, his memory pretty much changed the face of how to find a criminal here in the United States. It's 39 years now. He went on and put on America's Most Wanted on television, and he does something else now. Can't remember the name of it. But that man took that tragedy, as hard as it must have been, and did something very positive, and has helped so many people find criminals all across, probably all across the world. In Scripture, it makes me think of Joseph. And every time I hear the story of, I'm talking about Joseph, Jacob's son, one of the 12 tribes. Joseph, all he went through, most people would just have thrown their hands up and said, forget it. And his brothers threw him in a pit, and then a caravan of Arabs came by and they sold him to that group, and then he ended up with a man named Potiphar, who was pretty much next to the king, the Pharaoh. And Joseph was given a lot of prominence. And when he went to Potiphar's wife kind of got an eye for Joseph, seduced him as best she could. But Joseph, being a real man of God, turned his head so many times that probably frustrated Potiphar's wife. And Potiphar's wife, of course, told Potiphar that Joseph made advances on her, and Potiphar very quickly, probably with his temper, sent him to prison. Of course, in prison, his charisma and just probably his God-fearing attitude, he got the eye of the warden. And the warden put him pretty much in charge, second in command, and there he was in the prison. And in the prison, two of the king's men, the baker, and I can't remember who the other man was, and Joseph interpreted a dream of these two men and told them that one would be killed and the other would be spared, and that happened. And the king had dreams that he needed prophesied, and nobody could do it. And this man told them about a man named Joseph who was in prison. Well, of course, you know the rest of the story. Joseph interprets the dream. The king puts him second in command. And Joseph rules over, I believe it's Egypt, for 80 years. And he dies at the age of 110. And if I'm not mistaken, the name Joseph means increase. Joseph, regardless of what happened to him and whatever tragedy he went through, he always triumphed through it. So this pandemic is bringing some tragedy to people, not just the pandemic, the virus. There's so many things going on in America right now, and there is tragedy. There are people that are losing their lives. As of, I think it was this morning I looked, 120 some thousand people have lost their life to this virus. So you think about 120 some thousand people and who they left behind. How much tragedy just from those deaths, not including all the other deaths that happen around us. We only hear of those few that seem to get the media's attention. But all of these folks have families, and they've gone through tragedy. So whatever you may be going through, and if it is a tragedy, you need to see and step up and see how you can triumph out of it. Do something for Christ that is strong and long-lasting, and do it unto Him. And I hope to see you men on Tuesday night, July 14th, at Northridge Church. Northridge is at 115 Wakita Drive. And actually, as far as I can call it, it's between Asheboro and Randleman. And it's a wonderful place. We're looking for a great evening, and we have missed you so much. God bless you all.